Got something new from Amazon today. This is the brand new Xiaomi TV Box S 3rd generation. And since you guys have been loving my videos breaking down brand new streaming devices, I thought I would keep things going. Let me fix my hair here real quick. So Xiaomi has added a bunch of new additions to their 3rd generation box that we're gonna break down in today's video. Now, earlier in the week, we talked about the Buzz TV Power Station 6 Unlimited. And I got a lot of comments. Well, this video isn't in-depth enough. It's not really a review. These first initial unboxings and tests are not really meant to be reviews as much as introducing the product to you guys. Of course, I want to spend more time with it before I can give you an in-depth review. So we'll be doing that at a later date. And that will be the same with this box today. But like always, guys, hit the subscribe button right down below if you like to save money on streaming services and learn about the newest tech. I have a video upcoming on this right here. This is the Guvis G3 Max. I know, a bit of a funny name, but it's essentially a TV you wear on your head. Don't get this mistaken with a VR set. It's essentially just a 1,000-inch screen that you put on. It's kind of goofy, but I find it interesting. So that will be later next week. Okay, let's get right to it, starting with triggering some of you by opening this with a giant knife. So first thing, we have the box itself. You get, a pretty nice power cord here. No USB-C power though. It's one of those, I don't know what diameter size that is. You get your HDMI cord right here. Looks like an okay length, so not too bad. And then we have our remote right here, which does not look like it comes with batteries. I always wish they include batteries with these, but in this case they don't. 2 AAAs, pretty basic remote, just your Netflix shortcuts. It's basically the same as before with Xiaomi's remote. It has a Xiaomi TV Plus button, home, controls, volume key. That's it, very, very basic. Now, as for the Xiaomi box itself, this is actually a bit of a redesign. You can see it has a nice kind of flat edge here and a bit of a tapered design. It's very, very paper thin with just an HDMI. You can see the USB port actually barely fits on the device, and then your power port, and that's literally it. There's nothing else associated, nothing else on this device. This is as basic and as small as you can get for a TV box. This thing is tiny. It's actually almost smaller than the O and N boxes, just a little bit wider basically. A small comparison to one of the older O and N boxes, you can see quite a bit thinner, just a little bit larger overall, but very, very similar in size, and I really like the design. So I do want to talk specs on the new device. What exactly have they improved? Now, it still includes 2 GB of RAM, but you are getting an increase of storage from 8 on the 2nd generation all the way up to 32 on the new one. It still has Dolby Vision, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Atmos, but this time it has DTS-X compared to DTS-HD. It's basically a better audio format that allows for more 3D sound experience, so a slight upgrade with the audio. In terms of the processor, I have it right here. It was just too much for me to remember. It's the Amlogic S905X5M with a quad-core A55, and that is an upgrade from the 2nd generation, which should make this a snappier and slightly quicker device. Of course, this is a 4K Ultra HD box, and it does run Android TV. I'm actually not sure which version. I couldn't find it, so when we connect it, we'll look at what version this is running as well. I would like to think it's the brand new Android TV 14, but something tells me it will be an older version. Okay, let's get to the initial test demo. Okay, so we have just powered it up for the first time. We're gonna start by connecting our remote. It just says hold down those buttons, but it looks like it kind of did it automatically. Sweet. So let's first get connected to our Google TV account before we start looking at the different specs. So if you guys don't have the Google Home account, anytime you have a Google TV device, this makes setup way easier. And just like that, we are connecting. Now, one of the setup options you're gonna see right away, which is new on some of the Google TV OSs, is this energy mode that you can select. So if you want low energy, this is like how your device will stay on when you're not using it most of the time. and can save you a little bit of power. So you can see for low mode, standby network connection is off when the TV is not in use. This way it won't, do any updates unless it's a critical update or a critical feature for the device. And then you can see what the rest, I usually just go with optimized, but it's up to you how much power you want to use. If you really want to use increased and always have things running, go ahead. And then it's just going through an update. It looks like it's installing Google TV ambient mode. So maybe we'll take a look at that as well, but we're just going to let this update go through. Okay, so we are here on the main menu. Let me see if I can move my head a little bit here in an optimal spot to kind of show you guys everything. But as you can see, this is one of the updated versions of Google TV. We have a ton, and this is kind of what Fire TV is moving to, around 10 icons right at the front screen where you can see them with all your favorites. Now, I want to start by looking at the specs to make sure everything is kind of verified. So to do this, we're going to go into settings here, and we first want to look at the Android TV version, and then we will take a look at the specs as well. So let's head down to system. Oh, there's the ambient screensaver. Very cool. We go to right here to about, we scroll down, and yes, it is running Android TV OS 14. So this is one of the first, I think there's another one as well, but one of the first released devices running Android TV 14 OS. But isn't this also, this is Google TV though, no? Am I wrong? Anyways, let's go ahead and back up here. Now we also want to check out storage right here to confirm we're getting around 32 gigabytes. Let's give it a second here. And as you guys can see, total free space, 28 gigabytes. And that's about right because the operating system does typically use up some space, as well as some of the pre-installed apps like Netflix and this Xiaomi TV Plus we're going to take a look at in a second. But you can see we end with about 26 available. So that's good to know as well. Otherwise, this does have casting capabilities. I got to keep moving my head here. It's kind of annoying, I know, guys. And then the energy saver mode, which we can change. And this new ambient screensaver, I believe this is available on some Google TV versions where you can have Google Photos, so like photos throughout your whole account, or custom AI art. Let's check out custom AI art. Let's see what this comes out with. Okay, so it's just random images, or we can go, what happens if we go create new? Describe your idea. Man makes way too many videos about Fire TV sticks, and all of his subscribers get mad at him because all his videos are about Fire TV sticks. I mean, fair enough. I've been unable to generate any more videos on the topic as well. Let's try something a little simpler and more realistic. Cute puppies. So many cute puppies in grass. There we go. Not too bad, and it looks like they give you a few different options. I mean, let's be honest, those are cute puppies, but nice, cool little feature here. In terms of settings, it's going to have all the rest of the other settings that you have with Android TV. And yeah, you can connect whatever you need, display and sound. We're not going to go over all this. I'll do a separate settings video like I have been. Now, one thing unique with the Xiaomi box is the Mi Home menu, where you have two different apps. The first is Patchwall, which I remember talking about before in the past, but I need to look back over because I actually can't remember what it's about. So it's actually not loading, but apparently it's an AI driven, it kind of like a show recommendation, and it'll tell you what app like Netflix it's on. And then there's Xiaomi TV Plus, which is Xiaomi's free platform for content like video on demand and stuff like that. And for some reason, nothing's loading here. What is going on? It might be because things are loading in the background still doing updates, but it's very weird that neither of these apps are actually loading, but they do work. I've used them before in the past, so I wish we could take a look at what channels are available. Maybe it's only in the US. That could be actually a thing. Then, of course, you have your usual Google TV sections like library. You have all your apps listed right here, ones that I can still download, such as popular streaming apps, Crave, Paramount, Bell TV. This is obviously Canadian specific for Crave and Bell TV, but you have all those. And then, of course, all our sections as we scroll down here. Now, they have everything else is pretty much the same to what you guys are used to, but the main thing I wanted to look at were those initial features and streaming apps. Again, this is a decent device already off the start, has some pretty good specs, pretty competitive specs, new processor, new storage, Wi-Fi 6, upgraded audio, and I will be doing more of a deep dive coming in the near future of the Xiaomi TV Box S 3rd generation, guys. So make sure to subscribe, and I have the link down below if you're already sold on it. I don't think you should be. Subscribe. See you guys later.